music, hip-hop. Actually, my name isn't Tim Vine, it's Timbuktu. Sorry, I was miles away. By the way, if you see a vicar covered in spaghetti, don't worry, he's the local pastor. My local tramp wants to be a vicar, beggars belief. Now, I've just found out that all the proceeds from tonight's show go towards a free car, so that's good, isn't it? Oh, sorry, Africa. What a waistcoat. So, I bought this power shower. On the boxes, it feels like the water's coming down from Niagara Falls. First time I used it, got hit on the head by a bloke in a barrel. So I went to Dixon's, the sales assistant slapped my hand in midair. I said, no, I said, show me your hi-fi. He said, have you got a hard drive? I said, no, it's gravel. And then I bought one of those flat-screen aquariums. What a waste of money. There's not enough room for the fish to turn around. And this bloke said to me, do you think it should be illegal to own a plot of land on the moon? I said, it's a grey area. He said, what do you think of black holes? I said, I don't know what people's in them. So, I went to the doctor's. I said, I keep visualising a biscuit with fruit in it. He said, it's a figure of your imagination. And then he told me I was addicted to daydreaming. Makes you think, doesn't it? I had a dream last night. I was stuck driving round a roundabout. With my right hand I was steering, with my left hand I was making pancakes. All night, tossing and turning. So I was walking down the street, 600 feet above sea level. It was a high street. And my girlfriend said to me, she said, Tim, how come you always walk in front of me? I said, I'm sorry, I don't follow you. And this bloke said to me, how would you like to own Wembley Stadium, Wembley Arena, and all their facilities? I said, are you trying to give me a complex? Hit the music, please! One of my hands is missing. 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 You gotta admit, that song's got a great hook. So, I went to a karaoke night at the Vatican. London, Paris, New York, Munich, everywhere we talk about Pope music. So I said to this German, I said, can you tell me where the Pope lives? He said, that I can. And I bumped into the Archbishop of Canterbury, not the Archbishop of Canterbury. He came up to me, wow, do you want to go to church? No, the Archbishop of Canterbury came up to me. He said, you're excommunicated. I thought I got an email from an old girlfriend. You're excommunicated. You don't understand any of this, do you? But you know, a lot of people in this world are very self-aware. You know who you are. When I was a teenager, I had a mentor, half man, half bull. You remember Theseus? He had a friend who was half man, half bull. They performed all around the country, but didn't go to a lot of places. It was a minotaur. And this bloke said to me, so I can tell you what's going to happen to your nose in the future. I thought, flipping heck, it's Nostradamus. Oh, I finally popped the question. Autumn backwards. Look at the size of that gherkin. I've got a friend who just joined the gypsy wing of the Masons. They meet in a travel lodge. So I rang up the AA. I said, can I have an itemised bill? He said, we don't do breakdowns. So I borrowed some money off one of the 7 dwarves. I tell you what, he wasn't happy. I gave him a scrap of paper. He said, what's that? I said, it's a hi-ho-you. I said, it's a hi-ho-you. So I was in this hospital and I saw this pixie, and this pixie was elated. Well, it was pixelated, I couldn't see his face. And I said to him, I said, Pixie? He said, yes. I don't know why I crouched. He was tiny as it was. I said, Pixie? He said, yes. Oh, my back, I went then. I said, are you here to give blood? He said, I'm not allowed to give blood. I said, why not? He said, I've got too much hemoglobin. That's all it was. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little bit of audience participation. Well, I want to get you involved anyway. Yes, prevent the U from hitting the floor. He's got to stay airborne. Hit the music, please. Prevent the U from hitting the floor. I was on the floor already. That's it. Prevent him from hitting the... I was on the floor again. He's got to stay airborne. He said, no, he's... No, I'm sorry. Can I have it back here, please? Can I have... Prevent the U from hitting the floor. Have you never played Sheepy Uppy? I played table football today. It was an away match. So I went to the vet. I said, how come my dog's got legs like hockey sticks? He said he's a lacrosse breed. He said, my dog's got no dictionary. I said, how does he spell terrible? So I went down the local beach and I saw the Queen wearing her husband's shoes. I said, Your Majesty, why are you wearing your husband's shoes on the beach? She said, these are my flip-flops. And then I saw the chief executive of Tesco's drowning, so I threw him a cork. Every little helps. He said, I want to be self-employed. Have you got any advice? I said, yes, mind your own business. So I went to the careers office. I said, I want to work on a submarine. He said, overseas? I said, no, that's a hovercraft. You see, when I was a lumberjack, I'd put on a different shirt after every tree. Always chopping and changing, that was me. At the same time, I was making up gags for Willy Wonka. I don't do that anymore. Well, I can't write jokes for toffee. And then I started running a dating agency for chickens. But it's just a real struggle trying to make ends meet. So now I run, thank you, without applause, this isn't quite catching on. Now I run my own colonic irrigation business. That takes it out of you, I tell you. It's a bit quiet in the summer, what with the hosepipe ban. So I went down to a local cinema, and this horse walked in. I said, what are you doing here? He said, I've come for the matinee. I'd like to do a song, ladies and gentlemen, about the cinema. It's called Cinema. Hit the music, please. When I go to the cinema and the listing says the film starts at 3, I know the film doesn't actually start at 3, and there's 20 minutes of trailers and adverts first. Oh yeah. So now when I go to the cinema and the listing says the film starts at 3, I leave my house at about 3:05 so I can avoid all the trailers and adverts and stuff. Oh yeah. But sometimes I get caught in a bit of traffic and I miss the first minute of the film. It hurts so bad. And other times I time it just right and the film is rubbish. I'll tell you what, these swimming goggles are posh, aren't they? Mind you, not quite as posh as this swimming monocle. It's time for a bit of poetry. There was an old man from Limerick who was completely unaware of the short, often humorous poems that shared the same name as his hometown. But people say strange things. Now, this bloke said to me, he said, what's the order of the day? It's morning, afternoon, evening. I went to this girl's house. She had an 8-foot light switch. What a huge turn-off. Do you know, I read an incredible statistics today. 456,000. That's massive, isn't it? So I was on my own in this museum, and there was a camera in the corner of the room, so I started making faces at the camera and doing a few moves. Do you think the ancient Egyptians really used to walk like that? Just get the milk out of the fridge? Anyway, I was making faces at the camera, I felt a tap on my shoulder, I looked round, it was a security guard. He said, what the hell do you think you're doing? I said, I'm really sorry. I was feeling a bit childish making faces at the camera. He said, that's a smoke alarm. But if you want to go somewhere that you're definitely being filmed, stand in the middle of a train station platform late at night. You'll have about 7 or 8 cameras on you. So what I do if I'm ever there, on my own, I stand in the centre of the platform and I freeze in that position like that. Because I know that in a building nearby, some poor sleep-deprived security guard will be banging the side of a monitor. If you really want to confuse him, hold it for a bit, then start walking backwards. Of course, they've got those station help points now as well, and they've got a little speaker with a red button, so if you're being mugged, you press the button, and at the same time as being mugged, you can have a conversation with a member of staff. It happened to me, I was being mugged, and that's the move I do when I'm being mugged. Tends to put them off. I press the button, I said, I'm being mugged. He said, I can see that, we've got 7 or 8 cameras on you. Anyway, he couldn't come and help me, all he could do was give me advice. So he said, keep the guard up, work to the body. But unfortunately, my attacker could hear the same advice. So what I'm saying is I should have a headphone socket. Do you know, I was once attacked by a tobacconist. It's true, I've got the cigars to prove it. I saw this baby sheep covered in plastic, laminated, come on. Do you know, I don't like lion bars. No, they're such unwelcoming places, aren't they? Do you want ice with that? I don't like that at all. This bloke said to me, he said, hummingbirds make a nice noise, don't they? I said, And you know, I was listening to the radio, it said the top speed of a chicken is 20 miles an hour. And I know that's rubbish, because I was once in a food fight in KFC. And I swear that drumstick was doing 80. I swear it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I've just seen it. By the way, here's some jokes that won't be appearing in today's show. Velcro, what a rip-off. That's what I'm not doing that one. And Black Beauty, he's a dark horse. That also won't be there. He said, oh yes, that's the next joke. I'll give that a miss. Now, out of interest, what's your favourite bird? Have you got a favourite type of bird? What sort of... The eagle. What is it about the eagle you like? Its size. I didn't know they did that. Oh, this size. Right, that's it. You must have got very close to it, didn't you? But it's nice that you should say the eagle. It's nice. I'll tell you what my favourite bird is. My favourite bird is the cuckoo, because the cuckoo tells you what it is, doesn't it? It goes cuckoo, and you know exactly what it is, don't you? Whereas the robin goes... That doesn't tell you anything. I think it'd be a lot better if the robin was going, Robin, Robin. In fact, wouldn't it be great if God had made all birds like that? Robin, pelican, pelican, pelican. Puffin, puffin, lesser spotted grebe. Golden eagle. Ooh. Do you know, I saw this raven going mad. He was crow crazy. Sorry, I saw this crow going crazy. He was raven mad. Now, I'd like to lighten the mood a bit now and talk about the Nazis. Because they used to walk like that, didn't they? It was called the goose step, because it was actually modelled on the way a goose walks. If you watch the way a goose walk, they have a very, very stiff-legged walk like that, and very occasionally, one wing in the air. But imagine how different history would be if they modelled it on a different bird. Look out, here comes the Gestapo! But not a lot of people know that Adolf Hitler, he used to work at Butlins. Yeah, he wrote a book about it. It was called Mein Holiday Camp. But you know, when I was in Vietnam, I had a job as a toilet cleaner. I still get flashbacks. So, I went down to the local zoo. I said, how come that grizzly smells of cheese? He says, a camembert. So I got home, my horse was sitting in an armchair with a glass of wine. I said, what's that? He said, it's a Chardonnay. Matinee Chardonnay, there's loads of them. As long as you space them far enough apart, the audience never... I live next door to a horse, he's my neighbour. The other day I borrowed his lawnmower. Talking of which, you know, I looked out the window the other day and my dad was slumped over the lawnmower, crying his eyes out. And I said to my mum, I said, what's up with him? She said, he's just going through a rough patch. Anyway, I said to my horse, I said, do you want to go out for a ride? He said, all right then. So we went out, and after about 5 minutes, I said, can I go on you for a bit? So I got on him, and I was like that, and he's quite a short horse. My feet were touching the ground. I was holding his nostrils. I was like this. And in fact, to be honest, I wasn't sat on him, so I was running along like that. He was underneath me. He wasn't there. I haven't got a horse. No, I haven't. We went past a nuclear power station, and he flipped me up in the air because he's radioactive. Write that down. And then cross it out. Cross it out. And this bloke said to me, he said, I just spilled my Scrabble set on the road. I said, what's the word on the street? He said, I can't think of another word for stitch. I said, is that so? And then he started throwing words at me that began with TH. I managed to dodge this, there and then, but I didn't see that coming. And then this inflatable monkey went past. An inflatable monkey, look at you all trying to work it out. An inflatable monkey. Oh, God, it's like a maths lesson, Hillary. Inflatable monkey. Hang on a minute, it's a hot air baboon, isn't it? Yes, it is. I like monkeys. The only thing I don't like about monkeys is when I've got to remove midges from them. But that's me nitpicking. So I was surfing, and this bloke came out of the water and stole my wallet, which I had with me for the purpose of the joke. Well, it was a crime wave. And he said to me, he said, if you don't give me your money, I'll shoot you with my air rifle. I said, if you do that, I'll hit you over the head with my air guitar. Yes. No one threatens me with imaginary weapons. But I was once the victim of crime in a terrible way. I'll tell you what happened. I was walking down the street, as I so often am, and a bloke jumped out from behind a tree, and he was wearing a balaclava, completely covered his face. I think he had it on backwards. And he pointed at me, he said, remember Leonardo DiCaprio? And then he just ran off. And then later that day, I was on the bus, I wasn't driving it, I was comparing the weight of 2 pineapples. And the same bloke jumped on, he pointed at me, he said, remember Leonardo DiCaprio? And he just ran off. And then later on that day, I was in my bedroom, I looked out the bedroom window, I couldn't see anything at all, so I opened the curtains. And there in the front row, same man, he pointed up at me, remember Leonardo DiCaprio? I thought I've had enough of this, so I rang up the police. I said, I think I'm being stalked. He said, can you tell me anything about this bloke? I said, yes, he reminds me of Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, that's what it says there. Tea bags, tea. There we are, the tea bags. There we are. It's all great. Time for a song, ladies and gentlemen. You know, Shakespeare once said, if music be the food of love, play on, but I'm pretty sure he never heard S Club 7. Hit the music, please. Squeaky shoes. If you own a pair, squeaky shoes, wear them everywhere. Who cares if people laugh when you walk in them? Don't just walk in them, dance in them. It's about a minute too long, that, isn't it? Ladies and gentlemen, keep that applause going. Oh, you stopped. Let's hear it for the Variety Pack display team. Let's hear it for them, yes. Tricky manoeuvre that, the honey nut loop the loop. Last time we attempted that, the pilot was ripped to shreds. Yes, he cocoa popped his clogs. He couldn't sustain it, which I'm pretty sure is a cereal they don't even make anymore. Still, all brand new material. I'll tell you what, I'm sugar puffed out. It's a bit embarrassing being out of breath doing that. Imagine explaining that to my doctor. Do you do any exercise, Miss Devine? Yes, I do actually, yes. What do you do? Well, I've attached some variety packs to the frame of an umbrella. Right, and then what do you do? Well, I sort of jump towards people, opening and closing it. How long do you do that for? Oh, about 20 seconds. And you find that's enough? I do actually, yes. I'm going to refer you to a different doctor. Okay, that's right. Sing! Sing! That's the worst canary I ever bought, that one. Don't know why, but I keep getting my head kicked in. Do you know, I was on this fairground ride. 1 minute I was laughing, next minute I was crying. It was an emotional roller coaster. And this bloke said to me, he said, sorry. I said, it's really annoying. He said, I know, I can only apologise. See, I've got a friend who's got a butler whose left arm is missing. Serves him right. So I was at this party, and I said to this bloke, I said, I've just got off with one of the cheeky girls, and I didn't enjoy it. He said, pull the other one. I said, I want to be a film editor. He said, why? I said, to cut a long story short. My favourite film was a film called Plectrum. Plectrum, yeah, just struck a chord. When I was a cosmetic surgeon, this woman walked in and she was holding a canoe with a cow in it. She said, Botox. I said, I can see that. The sound of a door closing, did you hear that? No, that's it, Botox. I'm sorry. You can take the rest of it, but I'm sorry, not boat and ox. Bye-bye. Can't we just creep out? No, I'm going to slam the door, I've got to make a point. Hang on, that's it. Hang on, you didn't hear that one. Here we are, that's it. That's I'm going, that's it, had enough. I'll tell you what's gone bonkers now, it's reality TV. You know, I watched a reality TV show in America, and in it, all the contestants were given their own tramp, and they could dress him up however they liked. It was called Does My Bum Look Big in This? Hit the music, please! Change channels as much as you can. Change them. Change channels as much as you can. Change them. Make up your own story using all the different bits of the programs you've seen. That wasn't remotely funny. And now it's time for Search for a Star. That didn't last long, did it? Do you know, I was at a gig the other day, there was a tattoo artist in the front row and he started shouting at me. I asked him to leave, he wouldn't leave. And the security guard asked him to leave, he still wouldn't leave. It's actually really hard to remove a tattoo artist. Now, how's it if you hold the world record for the javelin? Yeah, it was a long shot. Do you know, I love sport. My favourite lesson at school was PE, jumping up and down on my Y fronts. Oh no, wait a minute, that was geography. And he's in prison now. So this bloke said to me, he said, can you tell me your availability to run a football team in Sheffield? I said, I can't manage Wednesday. So I was watching Match of the Day, and Alan Hansen said, Wayne Rooney is second to none. So why don't England start playing this nun if she's that good? I heard an advert on TV, and I had a guy with a very, very low voice-over voice, and he said, 2 teams, 1 goal. I thought the rules changed. I went to a football match that came on like that. It was Charleston Athletic. I went to a football match in Japan and at the end they started doing martial arts. I said to him, what's going on? He said, there's 2 minutes of ninjury time. So I went to the bar afterwards and this football agent gave me an envelope full of manure. I said, no, bung, bung. And then a referee walked in. I thought, it's all going to kick off now. And he had a face like thunder, and that's a strange phrase, isn't it? Thunder's a noise. He had a face like... There was a lady with him, she had a face like... And Eric Bristow came up to me. He said, how come you put super glue on one of my darts? I said, you just can't let it go, can you? But I tell you, a group of people who are very in your face, dentists. Ladies, I think it's time to sing a medley for you. I do love music, and I'm going to sing a medley. The first song is called All Doors Open and Close. Hear the music, please. All doors open and close, all doors open and close, but not all windows open and close. Like double glazing, which frankly is a death trap. This next song is called Windsor Castle. Whoever loses a house wins a castle. This song's called Debt Collector. I'm a debt collector, I'm a debt collector, I'm a debt collector. Come on, Credit, where's Stu? Jason Lyons, Joseph Waiter, Simon Brother, Ian Keto, Simon Bisseroo. Footballers that no one's ever heard of. Do you know, I used to have a pet clay pigeon, and I made the mistake of calling him Paul. Oh! So, skateboards, where do you stand on them? So if you fall off your bike, do you try again? Do you recycle? Do you know, I went down a local rubbish dump and there were thousands of seagulls there. And I thought to myself, who threw them away? I bought a rug today, you can't beat a new rug. Well, you can, but what's the point? You see, I believe in climate change. The other day I looked at a mountain and I thought I should climb it for a change. And then this cup fell out of the sky, smashed on my head. And then another cup smashed on the floor in front of me. Another one smashed on my shoulder. I went inside the house. My girlfriend said, what's the weather like? I said, it's a bit muggy. And then I got a call from Friends of the Earth. They said I've been eating too much pasta. Apparently, I've got a massive carbonara footprint. But you know those Superman t-shirts you see people wearing sometimes? It's a blue shirt with a red S on it. If ever I see someone wearing a Superman t-shirt, I always go up to them and I say, I've got a shirt like that. And they say, have you? And I say, yes. And then I say, you know what that means, don't you? And they say, what? And I lean towards them and I say, it means one of us is lying. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one thing this act needs, well, it needs a few things, let's be honest. But let's not break into discussion groups about it. It's ventriloquism. So can we have, let's just get this the correct height for the ventriloquist doll. Ladies and gentlemen, can you please welcome to the stage the ventriloquist doll? Let's hear it for him, yes! What's your name? My name is Clowny. It's best to watch his mouth. What have you been doing today, Clowny? Well, I've been doing ventriloquism. Have you? Yes. Wait there. I'm going to have to come with you. A round of applause, please, as he gets his puppet. Let's hear it, yes. Who's that? I'll ask him. What's your name? My name... It's best to watch his mouth. My name is Lammy. What have you been doing today, Lammy? Well... I've been doing ventriloquism. Wait there! I'm gonna have to come with you. I'm gonna have to come with both of you. Round of applause as he gets his puppet, yes! Who's that? Who's that? Who are you? My name is Robin. Robin. What have you been doing today, Robin? Don't ask him that, please. I've been doing... you tell him. I've been doing ventriloquism. Wait there. I'm going to have to come with you. I'm going to have to come with both of you. I'm going to go with all of you. Round of applause against his puppet, yes? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who are you? My name is Ian. What have you been doing today, Ian? Well, I've been doing juggling. No, you haven't. As you're on the way here, I stopped off and visited a friend called Lynn. Yes, I came by Lynn. And you know when you see a violinist do that with a finger like that? Do you know why they do that? It's because they're nervous. That's what it is. I'd like to play a bit of this marvellous instrument for you. Hit the music, please. Thank you. I know what I've forgotten. Lessons. Ecce Brute! I love a chicken Caesar. Cheers. Are there any more props in here? Funnily enough. Actually, it's slightly annoying. I was planning on doing that later on. I may still do it later on. You may have forgotten. Later on, I'm feeling sad tonight. I'm feeling sad. Yes, my bereavement counsellor died today. But I tell you where I'd love to work. I'd love to work on death row. All those people about to make that all-important journey. All those families with their emotional goodbyes. The way the luggage goes round. Sorry, not death row, Heathrow. Mind you, I did want to sit in the electric chair, and I was fiddling with the controls, so I thought I'm going to make this thing work if it kills me. But you you know, I'd love to be able to eavesdrop on what people are saying at my own funeral, but if I did do that, there'd be certain things I wouldn't want to hear. Like, for example, I wouldn't want to hear someone say, I tell you what, Trevor, it's a bit of a low turnout, isn't it? Because I don't know anyone called Trevor. Followed by my wife saying, I don't know, it's about the number of people I was expecting. Trevor, darling, hang on. I haven't got a wife. Do you know, when I was a deep-sea diver, I never found any sunken ships. They said I was reckless. You see, I've got 5 really, really close friends, and one of them is very shy. It's that one. But, that one ended there. I don't know how you saw them in New Year. I watched the fireworks on the telly. The silly place I put them. I see they've invented a new unit of time between putting a piece of chicken in your mouth and the realisation you don't actually like peri-peri sauce. It's called a nanosecond. Oh, what's in there? Yes. What on earth? What in the world? Too soon. Do you know, if you chop a horse in half, then bang the 2 halves together, it sounds like someone riding a coconut. So one of the doctors, I said, whenever I smile, my trousers fall down. He said, grin and bear it. I said, I haven't. He said, you've got repetitive strain injury of your eyelids. I said, that's a blinking nuisance. Because diet is important, isn't it? Porridge is a slow release food, a bit like a tortoise, but less crunchy. But you know, I was once bitten by my Nintendo, and I had to have a Tetris jab. And if you've never heard of Tetris, no pun intended. But you know, during the war, my great-grandfather, well, my grandfather, but he was a nice bloke. He used to throw strawberry cheesecake at the enemy. Yeah, he was shot for deserting. And when I was at school, the headmaster called me into his study. He said a stone just came through my window and landed on my desk. Are you responsible? I said, no. I'm irresponsible, so I threw it. And then he made me hold my hand out and he hit it with a gold bar. I think you'll agree, that's bullion. You see, I didn't go to university. Did you go to university? Did you? All right, you did. Did you go to university? You didn't? Neither did I. I'm surprised we didn't bump into each other. No, I went to work on a trawler, and on the first day, I pulled in 1 mackerel. The bloke next to me pulled in 3,000 mackerel. I said, isn't it working? He said, no, this is fishing. And then he held a maggot over my head. He said, jump, jump, and you'll be glad to hear I didn't rise to the bait. By the way, if you ever get attacked by a tiger, throw moisturiser at him. Yeah, blocks the pores. This is where the fun will begin. I think perhaps my worst invention was this rubber band wind chime. Hit the music, please! I think the world of you. You think the world of me. Love found us. We didn't plan it. Let's keep the music going. Hit the music, please. Chasing butterflies, chasing them. Chasing butterflies, chasing them. Chasing people, chasing people. Chasing people, chasing them. Chasing butterflies, chasing them. Chasing butterflies, chasing them. Chasing people, chasing people. Chasing people, chasing them. Racing butterflies, racing them. Why don't you bet on who the winner will be? Why don't you bet on who the winner will be? Go on, have a flutter. Sorry about that. It's my time with the moth. This bloke said to me, he said, I'm going to dress up as a small island off the coast of Italy. I said, don't be so silly. So I was in this bar in America, and the barman was stood at the bar, and on his jacket he had a small blob of crushed strawberries and bananas. I thought, okay, bit of a smoothie. He said, how would you like to buy a small glass of vodka for 2 cents? I said, it's a cheap shot and you know it. He said, I want to rob a bank and I want you to drive the car. I said, get away. So I went to this restaurant. All the food was created by special effects. Yeah, it was CGI Fridays. And the waiter came up to me. He said, can I get you anything? I said, no. I want you to get me something specific. I said, can you talk me through the specials? He said, sure. He said, Terry Hall was on lead vocals. I said, get me some ketchup. He said, sachet. I said, get me some ketchup. Do you ever look at a slice of gatto and think it looks like the front of a ship? Observational comedy. Piece of cake. But you know, I was once in a restaurant later and I asked the guy, I said, what food you do to this bloke? And as he told me, he hit me. He said, we do bacon, lettuce, tomato. Like that, he hit me as he said it. Bacon, lettuce, tomato. I said, what about to drink? He said, we do tea, milk, strawberry juice. I said, what about pudding? He said, we do jelly, custard, trifle. Which, strictly speaking, is a combination of the first two. Anyway, it's the last time I ever slap up meal. Ladies and gentlemen, you've waited long enough. It's time for a different type of comedy. Hit the music, please. The Labour Party. The Tories. The Coalition. A bit of political satire there. A small blue garden bird made of mahogany. Be great if I had a related joke. Wouldn't it? I'll finish with that. All on the cob. Degrees, 15 degrees, 180 degrees. I love angling. There's not a lot of work gone into that prop, is there? The thing is, I sit at home with a piece of card and a marker pen and I think, well, I'll just try it. If it works, it works. You know, if it doesn't... That sort of work is more worrying. Do you know, sometimes I think with my act, I should keep the beginning of the joke the same and just change the punchline. That's what I think. So I was working in a library, this bloke walked in, he said, have you got a bookmark? I said, we've got hundreds of them, my name's Tim. So I was working in a library, this bloke walked in, he said, have you got a bookmark? I said, yes, War and Peace, 3 out of 10. So I was working in a library, this bloke walked in, he said, have you got a bookmark? I said, see that scar? Someone hit me with the Bible. So I was working in a library, this bloke walked in, he said, have you got a bookmark? I said, as a qualified referee, I feel Mark deserves his yellow card, so yes, I've got a bookmark. But you know when you go to shops and they have greeting cards in different sections, they have like birthday cards, anniversary cards, and you know, good luck cards. This one I found here, look, it says, any occasion. And it's a picture of a misty lake with a sunset in the background. And I thought to myself, that's not quite any occasion you could send that, is it? For example, sorry to hear your husband's disappeared. Do you know, it's a strange thing, but most of my ginger friends are well read. So I said to this bloke, I said, I know everything there is to know about every single town and city in Scotland. He said, Motherwell. I said, a bit of arthritis, which is all right. So I got home, my mum had filled up the garden with llamas. I said, what's going on? She said, you told me the one thing this house needed was a llama farm. I said, no, a fire alarm. She said, how come I'm in all your jokes? I said, you're not in all my jokes. She said, I'm in this one. I said, this isn't a joke. See? So I went to Sardinia, and there's not a lot of room there, is there? I was driving along in my car, and a motorbike went past in the opposite direction. As he went past me, he said, this is one way! I said, yes, and this is another! But you probably, like me, or maybe you don't. You probably wonder, what's the best way to travel in the Middle East? Is road, is air, is rail? But listen, whenever I go to a department store, I lean to one side. It's my shopping list, come on. We're going to do a song now that involves all of you in this theatre, leaning, and if you're watching this at home and you feel like leaning, let's do it. Let's all do it together, let's lean. Everybody lean to your left. Everyone lean to your left. That's right, everybody lean to your right. That's right, everybody lean forwards. And now everybody lean backwards. That's brilliant. Now this song is called the Lean Song, and it'll be obvious when to do that. Hit the music, please! I won these cloakroom tickets in a raffle. So I was on this bus, and some bloke was making a fuss. He said the roof's too low, and my head keeps getting crushed. I said, easy mate, don't get yourself into a state. Instead of being a pain, why don't you use your brain? He said, what am I gonna do? I said, you gotta lean to the left, you gotta lean to the right, you gotta lean to the front, and then you gotta lean back too. You gotta lean to the left, you gotta lean to the right, you gotta lean to the front, and then you gotta lean back too. He said me, I said you, he said me, I said I was on this beach watching the surfers falling off their boards because their legs were getting a bit nervous. I said, hey chaps, make the sea your friend, and when a wave hits you, just simply do a little bend. He said, you mean to say? I said, yes, you gotta lean to the left, you gotta lean to the right, you gotta lean to the front, and then you gotta lean back too. You gotta lean to the left, you gotta lean to the right, you gotta lean to the front, and then you gotta lean back too. You gotta lean to the left, you gotta lean to the right, you gotta lean to the front, and then you gotta lean back too. You're a lean machine. The Lonely Hearts column. Woman with left leg missing seeks man with right leg missing for stable relationship. Woman who likes hitting men in suits of armour seeks similar for night clubbing. Man with no imagination seeks woman to do the unthinkable. Man who likes women of all different faiths seeks included. So this cable TV's hard to watch, isn't it? What's happened to the? Where's I nearly lost that. So I was in my garage and my strip light broke. Obi-Wan Kenobi walked in. He said, why don't you use my sword? I said, you're an absolute lightsaber. And behind him, ladies and gentlemen, behind him was a baby deer riding with both hooves. It was ambidextrous. So I said to this bloke, I said, I'm really disorganised. He said, you need a PA. I said, can't you hear me? So I was walking down the street, I saw a sign outside a shop. It said, why not start the day with a bacon sandwich? So I went inside, I said, can I have a bacon sandwich? He said, we don't sell them, it was just an idea. And then a pirate walked in, he said, I can't find my crow's nest. I said, that's your lookout. See, no one's too sure who invented the bandwagon, because a lot of people said it was their idea. So I said to this woman, I said, where do you keep your money? She said, purse. I said, where do you keep your money? It pains me to say this, but I fractured my leg in a motorway service station. That wasn't a welcome break. By the way, if you ever rob a pet shop, never do it with a blocked up nose. I did it once, and all I came away with was a rabbit. Because I walked in, I said, give me a buddy, give me a buddy. Give me a buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, you're a fabulous audience, and we're halfway. No, you have been absolutely wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, if you take just one thing away from tonight's show, could it be your litter? There's been a real problem. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, no matter how old you are, no matter how many times you've loved and lost, no matter how many of your dreams have drifted off on the wind, if you can laugh, it probably means your lungs are okay. I'd like to end with a song for you now, ladies and gentlemen. You've been beautiful, and hit the music, please. Some people sing to the seas, some people sing to the trees, but I sing to the grass. I sing to the grass. Sing it once. You look just like me. Some people sing the jungle out there. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been really wonderful to be here. I haven't got any other stuff. I really. Pardon? Well, listen. I think it's lovely to reminisce about other DVDs, and I didn't bring the pens with me. Yeah. Well, here's one. Thank you. Let's do it. Yes. Well, look. This is. All right. Well, I didn't hear what you were.